Ben Treanor. He's the digital PR strategist at Time to Play. By the way, Ben, I love your tagline, online gaming site where you don't get played. I thought that was really kind of fun. I like that a lot.
Hey, thank you so much. As someone who works in marketing, that means a lot to me.
So let's talk about your research. I want to know what makes a winner. So in the last 30 years, how many KY Derby winners were born in Kentucky?
It's quite a few. So 21 of the last 30 were born in Kentucky. And that really doesn't come as a surprise for someone like myself who's been in that area a lot. You've certainly been there. And there are so many horses being bred and raised in the area, just really close to Churchill Downs.
How many geldings and coats have won the first leg of the Triple Crown? And what was the average time to finish the race?
Yeah, so I only looked back at 30 years, but since then there have been 28 colts and just two geldings to win the Derby. The geldings were in 2009, there was Mind That Bird, which was a bit of a surprise, and of course Funny Side in 03, who was a huge fan favorite and also went on to win the Preakness. And in the last 30 years, the average time of winners was 2 minutes, 4 2/5 of a second. So it's a lot faster than I could get around the track.
What post position has produced the most winners?
Well, I'll preface this by saying this seems to matter more to some people than to others.
Right.
There's really not a huge difference if you look at the real history of the race. But in the last 30 years, 4 winners have come from position 16. So maybe that one does have the history of producing a little magic or giving the horse and jockey a little extra spark.
What's the average age of a winning jockey? And which jockeys have won the most? Now, we know you've only covered the last 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. So unlike, some of the other sports where people in their young 20s, their early 30s tend to dominate, for Kentucky Derby winners, 36 seems to be the sweet spot. So the average age of a winner would be 36.
Wow. That's kind of old in sports. But then again, look at Tom Brady.
Oh, exactly. Look at Tom Brady. He's setting records still at, what is he, 55 by now? No, exactly. 36. I think that's the age where they're still, physically able to do it, but they have the mental acumen and the wisdom that comes with the age where they can really dominate.
Colors matter, they always say, but in your research, it's not the color of the racing silks, but it's the color of the contenders. What's the winning horse's color?
I'll go back to the racing silks a little. Aren't those beautiful? Of course, not as beautiful as the bed of roses, but yeah, the colors are just incredible. But if we're talking about coat color, half the winners in the last 30 years, 15 horses, they have been bay colored. So for those unfamiliar, bay can be arranged from a dull red to even a yellowish brown. There's quite a bit of range there.
What farms have produced the most winners?
So there are 2 farms that have produced multiple winners in the last 30 years. So Redham Racing with I'll Have Another in 2012, and then again in 2016 with Nyquist. And then if we go back in time a little bit, the farm of Robert and Beverly Lewis, they have 2 wins with Silver Charm in 97 and Charismatic in 99.
So let's talk about the favorite. What does your research reveal about the top pick, or everyone's favorite pick?
Well, let me just preface this by saying don't put any money down based on my word. But the research does tell us that the pedigree of a winner, if you will, is going to start in the 16th position, be a bay-colored colt that is ridden by a 36-year-old jockey. So, as you said, the post positions haven't even been set yet, so we don't even know if this ideal horse will exist this time around.
A lot of the top picks never win, right?
Exactly. Everyone loves an upset. I'm a huge college basketball fan myself, and the upsets are the most exciting part. So, just to see, just an underdog come from behind, there's nothing like it, especially in the Derby.
Are you going to be conducting the same research for the Preakness, or does it depend on who wins the Kentucky Derby?
Well, I think it depends on whether we were right or not. So, if we're totally wrong, I don't know if I'd take the time again. But either way, it was a lot of fun to put this together. I'm always happy to learn more about animals of any sort, and as a racing fan myself, this was a blast.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It was really great and a very helpful summary. Before you go, give us your website.
It's timetoplay.com. That's time, the number 2 play.com.
Thanks for viewing our content on Pet Buzz Plus.